Even after sleeping with all the men in the world, you still couldn't bear a son! Take your worthless daughters and get out!
I am innocent.
Get out! I want you all to leave now!
Desperate for a son, he accused his wife of cheating for greeting men, while another woman was already carrying his child. Not the man wey shout, "My wife dey cheat," nor him cheat pass everybody. Chief Chinedu Okafor was the kind of man people pointed at when they talked about success. In Enugu, his name opened doors. Chief Okafor is coming. Make sure everything is perfect. He owned warehouses stacked with imported tiles, roofing sheets, and cement. His cars were always clean. His clothes smelled expensive. His voice carried authority. In public, he spoke refined English. Gentlemen, business is about strategy and discipline. At home, or when anger slipped through, his tongue changed. I no suffer build all this make woman dey rubbish me. That sentence summarized his soul. Amarachi Nwankwo was not poor when Chinedu met her. She was simply alone. Her parents had died years earlier, leaving her with nothing but certificates, discipline, and quiet strength. She worked hard, spoke politely, and dreamed boldly. When Chinedu proposed, people praised her. You've married well. What they didn't know was that her orphanhood was the attraction. Inside Chinedu's mind, a dangerous calculation had already been made. No father to confront me. No mother to curse me. No brothers to question me. She would be obedient or suffer. The first year of marriage was smooth enough to fool Amarachi. She still went to work. Still laughed. Still believed marriage was partnership. Then one evening, Chinedu came home early. He found her on her laptop. "What are you doing?" he asked. "Writing a proposal. My NGO wants to expand." He interrupted her. "Close it." She laughed lightly. "What? Close it." Something in his tone made her obey. He sat down slowly. "From next month, you will resign." Her smile vanished. "Why?" He looked at her like she was stupid. "Because married women no suppose they run around with men." She swallowed. "This is my career, Chinedu." He leaned forward, switching to pidgin. "Listen carefully. I know marry you make you dey compete with me. If you like this marriage, resign." That night, Amarachi cried quietly in the bathroom so her children wouldn't hear. Their first daughter, Zinechukwu, came with joy. Chinedu smiled for photographs. Next one go be boy. When the second pregnancy was announced, Chinedu started boasting already. "This one no male." When the nurse said, "Congratulations, it's a girl," the room changed temperature. Chinedu did not shout. He did something worse. He became cold. From that day, his love turned conditional. Amarachi noticed it slowly. If she greeted a neighbor, "Why you greet am like that?" If she smiled at the gateman, "You dey open body for am." One morning, she greeted a man in the compound. "Good morning, sir." That evening, Chinedu exploded. "So now like this you dey sleep around? You no even dey hide am again." She froze. "I just greeted him." He laughed cruelly. "No, so it dey start. Often like you think say you fit deceive me." What Amarachi didn't know was that every accusation was a confession. Chinedu was already cheating. Hotels, secretaries, business trips with meetings that lasted all night. When guilt knocked, he redirected it. "If I accuse her first, nobody will look at me." The Okafor house stopped being a home. It became a courtroom. Every movement Amarachi made was questioned. Every word was examined. Every breath was suspicious. If she woke up early to sweep, who you dey impress? If she dressed neatly, who you dey dress for? If she stayed quiet, you dey hide something. One morning, as she prepared Znechuku for school, Chinedu leaned against the door, arms crossed, watching her like a detective watching a criminal. You know they tired, he asked suddenly. Tired of what? She replied carefully. Tired of pretending. She turned slowly. Pretending what? He laughed, short and bitter. Don't insult my intelligence, Amarachi. I know women like you. Her heart skipped. Like me how? He stepped closer, lowering his voice. Women where they sleep around and they hide under good behavior. Her knees went weak. Chinedu. I have never. Shut up, he backed. The children froze. You think say because you dey act gentle, I know no wetin dey happen. That night, Amarachi did not sleep. She stared at the ceiling, wondering when love turned into accusation, and why truth no longer mattered. What Amarachi didn't know was that every insult came from guilt. Chinedu had been living a double life long before Vanessa entered the picture. In Lagos hotels, he was generous. With secretaries, he was charming. In clubs, he was careless. One evening, after accusing Amarachi of opening her body to the gateman, Chinedu drove straight to a hotel and slept with a woman he barely remembered the name of. Afterwards, as he lay beside her, a strange emptiness crept in. Instead of facing it, he hardened. Women are wicked, he told himself. If I don't control her, she will disgrace me. The louder his guilt screamed, the louder he accused Amarachi. The worst day came on a Sunday afternoon. Amarachi had returned from church with the girls. A neighbor, an elderly man, greeted her kindly. My daughter, well done. Thank you, sir, she replied politely. That evening, Chinedu erupted. In the compound. In front of everyone. So now this old man you dey sleep with now, he shouted. People froze. Amarachi dropped the ball in her hands. Chinedu. Are you mad? He laughed bitterly. Una dey here She dey pretend innocence. She shook, tears streaming. I greeted him because he is old. Chinedu pointed at her like a judge delivering a sentence. You don't disgrace me enough. Everybody here knows say you know pure. The compound went silent. No one defended her. Because Chinedu was rich. And Amarachi was alone. It happened during an office celebration. A big contract had been signed. Drinks flowed freely. Music thundered through the club. Chinedu sat at the VIP section, loosening his tie. That was when Vanessa walked past. She smelled expensive. Her dress hugged her curves confidently. Her eyes held mischief. You look like a man carrying plenty stress, she said casually. He chuckled. You have no idea. She sat beside him without asking. My name is Vanessa. Chinedu. She studied him. Married. Yes. Happy. He hesitated. My wife no fit give me son. Vanessa smiled slowly, like someone who had found the right button to press. That one fit change. They drank. They laughed. They danced. And that night, Chinedu forgot his wife's tears and remembered only his ego. Vanessa was not in a hurry. She listened. She observed. She noticed how Chinedu liked to talk about himself, his wealth, his suffering, his ungrateful wife. She stroked his ego gently. A man like you deserve better. A real woman will give you a son. Each sentence sank deeper. Within weeks, he was spending more nights out. At home, his accusations intensified. If Amarachi asked where he was. So now you dey monitor me. If she asked for money. You wan use go meet men. He accused harder. Because Vanessa was already in his bed. Vanessa had a boyfriend. Sly Joe. Street smart. Ruthless. Opportunistic. When Vanessa told him about Chinedu, his eyes lit up. Rich man, he asked. She smiled. Very. When she got pregnant, by Sly Joe, she did not panic. She dressed well. Timed it perfectly. And walked into Chinedu's life calmly. I'm pregnant, she said one evening. Chinedu froze. My baby, she added softly. And I'm sure it's a boy. He swallowed hard. How sure? Vanessa touched her stomach confidently. I know my body. This one no male. Desperation blinded him. Pride sealed the deal. That night, Chinedu went home boiling. He looked at Amarachi with disgust. You have failed me, he said coldly. She stared at him. Failed you how? You sleep around and still no fit give me son. Her world shattered. This is not true. He pointed at the door. Pack your things. I'm done. The girls cried. Amarachi begged, not for herself, but for her children. He laughed. Often like you think say you fit hold me. That was the end of her marriage. Amarachi left the compound at dawn. Not because she wanted to hide, but because she could no longer endure the stairs. 2 small bags. 2 sleepy daughters. 1 shattered heart. As she stepped out, Zinachukwu held her wrapper tightly. Mommy, where are we going? Amarachi forced a smile that nearly broke her. Somewhere safe. Behind them, the gate closed with a heavy clang. No apology followed. No regret. Only silence. Inside the house, Chinedu poured himself a drink. She brought it upon herself, he muttered. But even as he said it, something tight coiled around his chest. In his office later that day, Chinedu acted normal. Meetings. Phone calls. Orders back sharply. But whenever his phone buzzed, he hoped, just briefly, it was Amarachi begging. It never was. Instead, Vanessa's name flashed across the screen. Baby, she purred over the phone, when are you coming to see me? He smiled despite himself. Soon, he told himself. Soon everything would be perfect. A son. A new woman. No questions. What he didn't realize was that he had already lost control. Amarachi spent the first week moving from place to place. Church members pitied her. Neighbors whispered. Relatives were distant. At night, when her daughter slept, she cried into her pillow so they wouldn't hear. Was I truly worthless? Did I deserve this? One evening, she sat alone under a mango tree behind a small church building and whispered. God, I have nothing left. That was when Mr. Nwai found her. Mr. Nwai had known Amarachi's parents. A quiet man. Disciplined. Kind. When he saw her, thin and tired, with 2 children clinging to her, his heart broke. Your parents would never forgive me if I abandoned you, he said. He helped her secure a small apartment. Paid her first rent. Helped her enroll her daughters in school. You will stand again, he told her family. You are not finished. That night, for the first time in months, Amarachi slept without fear. Vanessa was not satisfied. Chinedu still questioned her sometimes. He still hesitated. She wanted total control. So she visited a juju man deep in the village. I want him obedient, she said. I want his spirit. The old man nodded slowly. A bottle can hold many things, he murmured. When she returned home with the strange bottle, she smiled. Now, she whispered, you belong to me. Slowly, Chinedu changed. He stopped questioning. Stopped thinking. Stopped resisting. Vanessa gave orders, and he obeyed. Sign here. Transfer that. Sell this land. He complied like a servant. Inside, something screamed, but could not escape. Sly Joe visited often. They drank beer in the sitting room while Chinedu cleaned dishes in the kitchen. Sly Joe. Guy, see as boss they wash plate. Vanessa. Him spirit they bottle. Leave am. Sly Joe. So when we go sell the warehouse? Vanessa. Next month. Make am sign first. They laughed. Outside, thunder rumbled. Amarachi refused to die quietly. She returned to school. Started a small business. Prayed every night. Her daughters flourished. Teachers praised them. Your children are brilliant, one said. Amarachi smiled softly. They survived pain. She prayed, not for revenge, but for peace. One afternoon, the maid swept under the bed. A strange bottle rolled out. She frowned. This thing dey scary, she muttered. That evening, she burned it with trash. Miles away, Chinedu screamed. That night, Chinedu did not sleep. He tossed on the bed, sweat soaking the sheets, his heart pounding as if something was clawing its way out of him. Suddenly, memories rushed back. Amarachi's tears. His insults. The way he had called her a prostitute for greeting men. The nights he himself had sneaked into hotels, lying without shame. He sat up with a scream. What have I done? He whispered hoarsely. Vanessa rushed in. Why you dey shout? She snapped. He stared at her like he was seeing her for the first time. Something is wrong, he said slowly. Very wrong. For the first time since Vanessa entered his life, he did not obey her. Fear flashed across her face. The next morning, Chinedu walked quietly through the house. His head was clear. Painfully clear. As he approached the guest room, he heard voices. Vanessa's voice. Another man's voice. He stopped. Sly Joe. Babe, you sure say this man don't wake finish? Vanessa. He never fully wake. Even if he wake, wetin he go do? Sly Joe. Guy, make we hurry. My bell dey grow. I know one story. Chinedu's chest tightened. My bell dey grow. He pushed the door open. Vanessa froze. Sly Joe dropped his phone. What did you just say? Chinedu asked quietly. Vanessa recovered quickly. Baby, you know her well. Sly Joe laughed nervously. Oga, no vex. Make I explain. But the words kept spilling. Sly Joe. This pikin no be your own. Not my own. We just use you. Silence crashed into the room like thunder. Chinedu staggered backward. The son he destroyed his marriage for was never his. Chinedu fell to the floor. Not dramatically. Not loudly. He simply collapsed, like a building whose foundation had been eaten by termites. I ruined my home, he whispered. I ruined an innocent woman. Vanessa tried to shout. Stand up. You're still a man. But her voice sounded distant now. The spell was broken. Chinedu stood up slowly, eyes burning, not with anger, but clarity. You're finished, he said calmly. Police arrived that same day. Fraud. Forgery. Conspiracy. Vanessa screamed. Sly Joe tried to run. They were arrested in front of neighbors who once admired Chinedu. The compound that had watched Amarachi humiliated now watched Chinedu disgraced. This time, nobody defended him. Days later, Chinedu sat alone in his empty house. No laughter. No power. No respect. Only regret. He remembered Amarachi's calm voice. I just greeted him. He remembered calling her an orphan. And he broke. For the first time in his life, he cried, not as a rich man, not as a chief, but as a failed human being. Amarachi's life had changed completely. Her business flourished. Her daughters excelled in school. Her home was peaceful. She had healed. When Chinedu finally found her, he looked smaller. "I'm sorry," he said, kneeling. "I accused you because I was guilty." She looked at him, calm, composed, distant. "I know," she replied. "I prayed," he whispered. "Every day." She nodded. "So did I." "Come back," he begged. "I will treat you right." Amarachi shook her head gently. "You broke me when I had nothing," she said. "I rebuilt myself without you." She placed a hand on her daughter's shoulders. "These girls don't need a broken man." She turned away and walked into her future. Chinedu remained rich, but wealth could not buy peace. Every night, silence mocked him. He had learned too late that accusations do not erase guilt. A woman's worth is not in male children. Pride turns love into poison. And regret, once earned, never truly leaves. Moral lessons. Men who falsely accuse faithful women often hide the darkest sins. Suppressing a woman's destiny invites destruction. Children are gifts, not proof of manhood. Healing sometimes means never going back. Sometimes, the greatest punishment is not poverty, but regret. Now let me ask you something. Let's talk, you and me. Question 1. Who do you think was truly at fault in this story? Was it Chinedu's pride, Vanessa's wickedness, or society's obsession with male children? Drop your answer in the comments. Question 2. Do you think Amarachi did the right thing by refusing to go back to her husband after everything? Or should she have forgiven and returned? Tell me your honest opinion. Question 3. Chinedu accused his wife of cheating just for greeting men. Do you think that was love, insecurity, or guilt? Have you seen this happen in real life? Question 4. Vanessa trapped Chinedu with a pregnancy that wasn't his. Was that karma, or pure wickedness? Let's be real, what do you think? Question 5. What is the strongest lesson this story taught you? Is it that a woman's worth is not in male children? Accusations often hide guilt. Pride destroys families. Healing sometimes means walking away. Choose one and explain why. If this story touched you, please like, share, and follow. And if you have your own story or opinion, I'm listening.